It's May 25th, 2016, and this guy is Brian from Body by Burgers. And today I have some crucial information about your target heart rate zones and where you should be training. And it's pretty important information. But first, I'm going to get you guys caught up on what's going on with me. So, it's been about 10 days. Fuck, I'm horrible at this whole thing. 10 days since my last video. Where I let you guys know that the week was kind of be up in the air. Not a lot was going to go on. I expected weight gain. Had to go to Lethbridge for training, for work, all that fun stuff. Been back at the gym for 4 days now, and the workouts have gone really well, actually. Pretty impressed with them. Weighed myself today, and I gained 3 pounds over the basically 6 days that I wasn't working out, eating terrible road meals for a couple days, all that fun stuff. Nothing I didn't expect. So I'm going to be right back on track here. Hopefully that 3 pounds is going to be gone in no time flat, and we are going to be right back on track, like I said. So now that we've got that out of the way, I'm going to talk about the target heart rate zones and where you should be training. So the very first thing when calculating your target heart rate zones is you need to find out what your absolute maximum heart rate is. So it's a very simple equation. It's 220 minus your age. So in my case, I'm 27 years old. 220 minus 27, 193. So that is my absolute maximum heart rate in which I need to be training at. So 193, that's a number you got to keep in mind. Now, the equation that I've been told, and it actually comes from this handy book right here. I don't know if the Reflection Foundations of Personal Training. I paid tons of money, like I said, to become a personal trainer and know this information. So I am passing it down to you guys for free. It actually uses percentages, your resting heart rate, and all that fun stuff. But I'll get into the percentages first. So there's percentages when it comes to beginning trainers, intermediate trainers, and advanced trainers. A beginning trainer, the percentages that you're dealing with are going to be 55% to 64%. The percentages for intermediate are 65 to 74%. And then for advanced training, you're looking at 75 to 90%. Now, this is all on cardiovascular training. So if you wanted to increase basically the efficiency of your heart, your cardiovascular system, how you're breathing, performing in runs, all that stuff. And it will help for overall heart health, cardiovascular health, and just health in general. So the actual calculation for the target heart rate zone, it's a little bit confusing, so I'll try and explain it the best I can. So your target heart rate zone, basically the way it works out is you take your max heart rate and you subtract your resting heart rate. So you do have to find out what your resting heart rate is. 2 simple tests you can do right at home. You don't need any fancy equipment. You can either put your hand or your fingers right here, count how many heartbeats you have in 15 seconds, multiply that by 4, there's your resting heart rate. The other one is right on your wrist. You can do it as well. I prefer the one on the neck just because it is closer to your heart and it does give you a stronger beat. So I did that. My resting heart rate is 88 beats per minute. Right now, I'd still pretty well consider myself a beginner when it comes to workouts. I do some intermediate lifting and stuff like that with the Javorek training, trying to get ready for the Spartan race. So the equation again, your heart rate max, so mine would be 193. Subtract your resting heart rate of 88. So that number I got is 105. And that's going to be the same throughout all the equations. I'm going to use my numbers all the way out for beginner, intermediate, advanced, and it's going to look a little funny because as you get in normal situations, as you get into intermediate and advanced training, of course, the resting heart rate is going to drop. Mine doesn't because I'm not intermediate or advanced, but it gives you an example and ideas of how you get to the number that you need to get to in order to have effective cardio workouts, and even within weight training, you can use this number for weight training to get results, burning fat, all that fun stuff. So again, 105 is the number for myself. Now, if I want to find out my minimum range and my maximum range as a beginner, you take that 105 and you multiply it by 0.55, so the 55%, and then you add your resting heart rate back in. So as an example, for mine, the equation kind of looks like it's 193 minus the 88 is 105, multiplied by 0.55. It gives me a number somewhere right around the what it would be here, the 60 something mark, and then you add your 88 back in. So I ended up having my low range heart rate for improved cardiovascular health, all that fun stuff, starting at 146. So my heart rate when I'm training on the low range should be 146 beats per minute. On the high end, same thing, 193 minus 88 gets you the 105. You multiply that by 0.64, and then you add the 88 back in, and you get 155. So basically, I have that 9 beats per minute range where I want to stay within on my training to be effective as a beginning trainer or a beginning athlete, so to speak. When it comes to the intermediate, the beginning part is exactly the same. So that number, 105, multiplied by 0.65 gets you the low range for an intermediate trainer. And then you add that 88 back in. I'm looking at 156 beats per minute. So it's only 1 beat per minute higher than the high range for the beginner. And this is the low range for the intermediate. And then the same thing, 105 times 0.74, add the 88 back in. You're looking at 166 beats per minute on the high range for intermediate. For advanced training, 0.75 is the number that you're multiplying with the 105 by. Add the 88 back in, so I'm 167 for the low range. And then for the high range, it's the 105 times 0.9, and then you add the 88 back in, and you get 183 for the high range. So that's kind of how it's broken down. I will put the equation in that comment section below. So the two things that you need to figure out before these, you can figure out your own heart rate target zone range, is your resting heart rate along with your max heart rate. And again, very simple to figure out. 220 minus your age gives you your max heart rate, and then your resting heart rate, 2 fingers, you kind of find your pulmonary artery right in here. Count how many beats you have in 15 seconds and multiply that by 4, and you end up getting your resting heart rate. And then the equations, like I said, I'm going to put them in the comment section below for you guys so you can calculate that yourself. Basically, it's up to you to determine whether you're a beginner, advanced, or intermediate exerciser. Like I said, I've been doing my consistent workouts for roughly 4 months, and I still consider myself a beginner. Hopefully this information helps out you guys in your target heart rate zones, and hopefully it achieves better results for you. That is today's video. If you like the video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. If you have any comments, make sure you put them in the comment section below. And then again, guys, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I'm going to put the little bubble right about there. And until next time, guys, Burger Power.